All right, good evening, guys. Kenneth Tortoise Capital, small group check-in for Monday, 29 January 2024. Want to sort of transition our nightly agenda back to the original intent. Now that we've got a few weeks under our belt, and what I want to cover, just by way of introduction, is this is the agenda I'd like you to follow, unless you have another way to cover like your 5 minutes for your check-in. Like if you got a different package and want to get right to it, that's fine too. But these are the things that I'd like to get to. And you can omit any of them that don't necessarily pertain. Like if there hasn't been a change, I would still think, hey, what I'm working on is this. Specifically, what I worked on this week is that here's the progress that I've made since last meeting and what I'm planning to do in the week ahead. And here's how I'm going to do it. And really kind of concentrate on the resources you still need and how you think it's going and how you're going to commit to it. And then somewhere in here is, let's see, I guess what I should have had is, resources you still need. And I'm going to say this is also make that help. Any help or assistance or questions, I'm going to add that to that agenda. I think that's the one. And if you take 5 minutes for your check-in and setup, and then that gives us 5 minutes each for my commentary or a quick Q&A or whatever. That gives us 6 players times 10. That gets us right at 60 minutes. And I want to try to enforce that a little bit better. I've been the violator of that because I've been getting us started here. So as I'm going to just announce what work I've done this week, and I'd like to hear from all of you today. So just be ready to share your screen with anything you want to show, and we'll get on with it. Now, what I want to just note is that in terms of resources, I've made a bunch of new additions to the course in the OWL group area. So if you go on your screen, modules and lessons, and the first module is like introduction concept of the operation. There's a lesson in there called downloadable resources. And when you click on that, this is where I'm going to always be adding like any common files for you guys to be having access to. Below that is another module called, the Cohort 1 weekly sessions. Right now that has 3 different recordings from the last 3 weeks in there. And that's obviously where each week I'm going to publish the session recordings. It'll be under that session recording. So what I added to the resource list this week was 13 characteristics of a successful trader. This comes from the forex.com, and it does a pretty nice job of just laying out skills. This one from Bill and Griff at Ableway, that is their notes on their Cornell note sheets for the 37 strategies and coaching portion of the foundations course. And I thought they did a really nice job laying out a bunch of different mental models and icons that I think may be helpful to you. This one, the Foundations Boot Camp on Rizuku, that one is the detailed notes sheets for the foundations course, the 50 or 70 lessons that are in there. Each lesson is rendered into a single page, and you're going to find a lot of really good reference material. This is a digital copy of of book number 1, the foundational book. This one the advanced hybrid trading flashcards print. That PDF is about, I don't know, 50 or 60 flashcards that we put together from the advanced hybrid trading that we did through COVID, and which really continues into today. So there's an awful lot of good artwork and icons and concept sketches from the earliest days that are all in there. Now this is one that's going to become book number 2. That's the hybrid trading job book. And what that one does is there's about 8 pages of densely packed individual skills and concepts. And then it lays out my description of it, of what I mean by the totem animal of the badger. What does it mean to me? Or what is the max pain range compression? And then over on the right-hand side of that, you'll notice that there is a scale to self-score that goes from the score of 0 all the way to 7. That little layout is the rough draft of book number 2 that I'm working on. Score 0 is if you've never heard of it before. 7 would be if you were comfortable enough with that concept that not only do you know it and use it, but you could teach it to others so that they could use it. And so that little book lays out what we mean by each of those levels of confidence. And it's kind of like you're building proficiency as you climb the hill towards mastery. And what it does is, I think, lay out a really nice approach to compartmentalizing all of the concepts that we're working on: indicators, processes, models, systems, artifact, things like that. So I make those available to you for your reference library and as the basis of things that you might want to talk about in the resource here. Hey, I need some help on this one. I don't understand what you mean by that. Or I need, it could be something where I say, go to that flashcard and we'll have a discussion about that. So I want you to use these as shortcuts to building your own set of flashcards and reference libraries. So that's what I wanted to say. And those are all downloadable in that lesson. Any questions on that? All right, hearing none, I'm ready to take nominations from the field for who would like to go first. If you can just raise your hand and share your screen. And I don't know if this is your first night here, Chi Wing Chong?
Yes, it's my first night.
Yeah, if you could give us a like a 1-minute introduction, so that folks can know who you are.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Chi Wing from Singapore. So I joined Dr. Ken Long day trading course since a few years back. So mainly focus trading on the 3-minute chart. So right now the target of this course is basically I want to develop my skill in the trading the 30-minute hybrid string.
Yeah, and I took a quick look at your slides. They look really good. So the other guys will give a 1-minute background when it's their turn to talk. So taking nominations from the floor, who'd like to go first? Satya, go ahead. Do you have a screen to share?
No, I do not have screen to share, but as you know that I'm posting my chart, I'm trading 3-minute charts mainly. I'm focusing on 2 stocks right now, AMD and EWW. And
Yeah.
I have a quick question from our last discussion
Okay.
from the MACD. And I started paying more attention to it, and I'm noticing that its zero line keep moving up and down. And what I not figure it out, it's because of the mathematical calculations between 30 and 10 EMA. So it is purely because of that, or could we make some meaningful like outcome out of it.
The zero line for which indicator?
MACD.
All right, give me the question again. I'm not sure I understood.
When we click on like different charts, this zero line keep going up and down. It's not staying
The
stable
zero
at one
line.
location. Like
The zero line in the MACD?
yes. If you have access to the charts now, if you can go to any chart and you keep going up and down, like if you keep going like different charts, it goes up and down. Like other indicators, it stays stable, the zero line.
So like, okay, so here's one on, let's just look
Yeah.
at the SPY.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've got it on the 30-minute chart. So
Yeah, could you go on the
you want me
30-minute or 3-minute?
Yeah, so I've got the 30-minute chart on here. So you're asking about this one here, the zero line
Yes,
on the
yes, this
MACD?
one. Yeah. Can you go
Okay,
to
so
the another chart now?
yeah, okay, so what I'm noticing is that the zero line is here,
Yeah.
and the Red River in on
About
MACD, and this is in SPY, it's located about 0.7. It's just been in the summer, and now it's in the fall, and it's fairly close to the zero line, but just above it and declining.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
yes.
So now if I go to the daily chart, the reading is at 8.41,
Yeah.
and it's also in the summer or in the fall, and the zero line is much
It's
further
moved
away.
a little
So
bit up, yeah.
yeah, so yeah, the way to understand that is that in each separate time frame that you're at, the market has different dynamics. All right, so if I had just those three to compare, 3-minute, 30-minute, and daily, you could very easily have a daily range that was a tiny little compressed doji, right? And you might have had on the daily chart something that went up strong, then has rolled over, and it's now in a doji. The zero line is related to the performance of the 10 period and the 30 period regression lines, I believe. Let's take a quick look at that.
It's the EMAs, exponential moving averages.
Yeah. But the source data for that is the moving regression line 10.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a let's see, where is it? It's an exponential moving average.
Yeah.
So what it's using is the 10 period regression line, which we treat as the price, right? So the moving 10 period regression line takes the last 10 closes. Let's say it looks like that. So that's 10. And then what it does is it draws the perfect regression line. And then the last little dot right there is where the dot appears. So if I was right here is where that dot draws. It's a little bit below that doji. Okay. So and then when it goes forward one bar, it drops off the last one, adds a new one, recalculates the regression line, draws the dot, and then what this moving regression line does is represents a smoothed price, so you can not worry about the width of the price bar. So it's a smooth price. So it's using, so the MACD is using that, those 10 last price points, and then doing a exponential moving average